Lumba case yen check court in my judgment because baby as a see auntie mam say why didn't marry certificate about a chess and pana ordinance ya wayo hono. Now you say God that Lumba commit a criminal offense because we share section 262 your criminal act in law na share bibia obey be a crime no. A fairness act 29. Act 29 section 262 say a person who commit bigamy commits a misdemeanor. But section 263 say you can't bigamy. Bigamy ye obia wunim pa sa waware ordinance. Inti eni se waware bi ka ho na wako ware bia ka ho. So say a person commits bigamy who knowing unim that a marriage substance waware dada. Na wasan kofa another person in na fa ware mu whether ye fia ware na say eno so ayefo ana a ordinance away whether in Ghana or elsewhere you or say waware wo Ghana na wako ware fufo e wo Ghana o abrochiro heavy o so what commit crime a misdemeanor. In fact section 261 or bana o kofa no or no so commit offense 264 nipa ni nim say wo wire dada because
part 5
say obakaya asem a yedru so na ye maame dorinda wo busa ne say o see the first issue obe determine any say ya Maame Akosua Serwaa ono nko any daddy lumba yere the only surviving spouse enti wono nko anase enye ono nko eno ni asemu edikan ya maame dorinda edikan anase yewura dorinda odikan ebuaye o say sa same way na efata say ya Maame Akosua Serwaa woli the evidence anase wo kire court say ema court akoma to ne yam satisfaction say ono nko na eware say oware daddy lumba eno ye baako na aware na oware no na enya aware ya yeware bi
Ocean smart TV no be bi akwa basasa agro adepre na hweme sabra hweme so be subscribe be like be share na do adwen share ama me o comment section won se ne dane abribia ya we e de ma me no ocean abena papa bi edi nsem bi ababatu dwa o kirem se ono abena papa bi de ompene ama obi biara emfa Maame Akosua Serwaa na japade ba mpo a wono ene dade lumba abre pa because onim hawa abrochiri asetena etie abrochiri no easy sir what I say to build a life with someone to help someone get a document now after all no bibi ba say na enwema beti champan sam na na Japan de akrobeto broke we say menko ho no it's very sad pa enya ade a we say obi ato relate about it in this life because unu obi bre na say enwema bi ebetutu mu a eya pa eya and hansan so abema beti ska yo ho ade na is odo pa mostly no aya makoma akope no mo je oba ho ade because of the owontia but bema ankasa beti ni botum sika aye wo oba ho ade ya na is odo pa me kanu kra kyerɛw ye ne mema ne sa na etie me se de me kanu kra a kyerɛw enti no one that lumba ma bre no kyerem se ono wo ma wo ma makoma akof 3 ma nko 3 so ni says how they will continue okoswa the mribi ebedu Ghana no na ensembe bra says munna mahu de okoswa Ghana sisi difficult sikani bia sori anu wajana yere we sori anu wajana yere we so obeko court na court emu asem ne ma na afi abe problem big burden and also intino atana papa bi so onpren e masa de we enkoso so hope they will fight till say Maame Akosua Serwaa ebe ya ne justice of the day eno omo justice tenye omo pe justice eno no omo hwehwe enye bibia no omo hwehwe na emom justice
wona te senye fia ware na emre no soso anada de lumba ba be ewu ye no soso no na sa time na ware ni ngu ye sa niema we na e wo se wo kire court nti baako ene se wo kire court se wo ware da de lumba mienu ene se wo be kire court se ware na no ne da de lumba e wo mo ntamu no na enye polygamous marriage na te senye fia ware a utimi ware bi ka ho na emom e court aware na etoso miensa se aware no na engu ye na emom no omoda so ware ansana wo dadi lumba e ba be free mu sa na ma miensen ena na ye ne wura wo hwe anim se anka e Maame Akosua Serwaa ene na lawyer for ebetimi a kire court no na osaso ka say she is also required say obe prove sufficient tie brofo no ya tro law brofo are different enti words no e wasa wo ma wani ko ho was sufficient properly authentic documents which are not contradictory and legally valid in Ghana. Enti no was start here was say sufficient. I say what say so wasem no so. And so wasem no so I say what wasem de beto sini. E authentic. As I say, authentic ni tree bed. Me just so authentic the nyina ye kanti be hu ni tree. Ena to Ghana mra enye different so from the Ghana ye mra na ye nimu no enye different. Sa na me ena waka fa ye Maame Akosua Serwaa evidence e wo so de ba na sa na ma miensanya wo kan ye obetimi dia establish e wo nasem. Nti oye no se here aha say the ono what in the court aha no nti de mo de ba court no asem no beka. So see here the plaintiff testified through Judge no say bonsu some kai say me boni din ne attorney na me kan here no aha oso ono mu na ono na ebegine na nemu e kan na asem ma no osa so de a power of attorney no e be kire ye no ne na ma ne tumi ma ne begina na nemu no owie ye no osi which was objected to by counsel for defendants counsel na anje antum na emomu no all the concerns with the dates of signature ne nema nema ne nyina no any time omu notarize ye no na documents no ehu wonsensem kakra inti no but later no it was not the case inti no ono de no kra no obogu ye gi ne tumu ema maame ne ye den etimi ebegina na nemu inti no wie no to aso beka say eye odobroni lawyer so raise issue with signature no any ehun sensem nyina na passport any sensem bi but ono see of the view say significantly no omo ye different you know signatures ni ye different na me say honom ne de wa mewura anya ntum oso wo mumienu ni nsem ni nyina enti wo pene ma ye maame George na o say ebonsu edi adanse no e ma no enti counsel for ye Maame Akosua Serwaa lawyer no or ne written submission or rely on Florini, Luca, and another versus Mr. Samir and others. The honor no see it was to the plain purpose say the presence of a witness when it comes to the power of attorney is to attest to the instrument. Is to attest the instrument. He argues that the vital question the court should address its mind to is whether or not the plaintiff executed the instrument in the presence of the witness. Not just say, I am pass all the power of attorney in man and I say one farmer no the man so na witness no e wo hono mo. Wa consider ni nyina e no say wa accept power of attorney no say the medical aka no. Wo gi tu mu anu ntini ehun say ye maame no e na ye den. Ebedi adanse ye man no. Into say before I proceed to the evidence of the plaintiff, Maame nka o see answer no beko ye Maame Akosua Serwaa evidence ne so no. On ka say on can major topics be already no wedi kan ka say asemi ama public interest also enti no abema news se wo ho also enti sa reason we enti na judgment no o siki so dey be resolve disputes ni nyina said e be ya or dey sa opportunity e be educate na wa enlighten the general public on certain sensitive matters enti wan judgment ni keke wo kan judgment ni ya wo to ne papa Otonebo no troye. Otonebo 49 pages. Enye easy. Otonebo no troye. O shall see free the types of marriages in Ghana. E hono na me pese wo utie pa.
Part 6.
Sama wakwa bebiem. Ansa na meto aso no. Mame nka stem we. Mesra mu obi ambo me pa, obi anhye me kutupa. Obi antua me ka se me membe chichirim. Me ya na mete wo na me say we eya adesua. Nti ye nyina ye nsuasua ne mfantu ye hofo. Se de be ya enkofa asemfo from madachi nti misrem obi antua me ka obi amo me pa wate me ya na eja konkonsa ye me de na me mu me ndi kakra na we de konkonsa we ye mfansua de nti me pa macho utie na sopem ene konkonsem so ate ase no wasua de eso afrim me da ase nti ye drew types of marriage baby a ye ne ra Dorinda Arthur eti ye no na osi wo be church types into types of marriage in Ghana wo sheda eto nebo church types of marriage no eno nko ahu pages na edo so pa nti ye ho ne ye de sha ase o se e wo Ghana mramu no ana se e wo Ghana ha no ye wo aware miensa main ana se 3 main types of aware e wo krom ha na edi kan e customary marriage ye nyina efre ne fi aware no na ye to so e court aware ana se ordinance e na de etwa so e Islamic marriage no ka say aware dodo yi nyina na aware miensa yi nyina ebia e wo kwan a e fa so a ye bu ni wombra mu say ye valid na say edimu wase ase enti no say wo fa ordinance marriage a ye woni ma e kire say edimu so wo fe fia warrior so aye woni ma e kire say edimu nti sa warrior miensen omu nyina woni ma e kire de ye friend validity and legality e wo krom ha say no now start free if you are warrior so say if you are warrior no it is celebrated under customs not just no e fie ye na mamre ene ye na mane kwan so e na eno no ebusuakuo bia na say me kan say ebusuakuo bia na say tribe bia ewo kwan ya omofa so eye sa warrior no enti enye pe wo ba bia e bia say ye worry ewo da goma fomu na different wo say dey si worry wa santi fomu say dey worry wa fafra fomu na be different for e bia say dey worry wa da gati fomu so what I say enti no pe o chere say e different na emomu no it is mostly based on consent na che say nipa mienu no e wo so omunya omo ho ntiase em na abusua mienu no so nya omo ho ntiase na omo atimi aka sa oba ne be me ya bom say awarefo no wie no say if ya ware wo Ghana no e wo say wutua tirinsa Emma ebusua panyi anase oba na busua na omusu agitum na omubom achiri dom say aware no omugitum ye betimi a register fi aware wonim sa ha menim se wonim entusua wa ha wo betimi a register fi aware na emum ma menkam ento aso say wo register fi aware no ye ma wo certificate na emum ye tro wudin wo be kwakotro e wo register of courts registrar a owo assembly no ni register mu e ho na abekwa akotwero ewu but eno ye ma certificate nti fi aware ye register pa okan wa ha na osaso ka se sa aware no e ye polygamous se wo ware obi ofie otimi ware obi ka ho e fi aware no ye nyina ye nim se ya ye wo ho ade ofie otimi ye oba foforo ho ade e ka ho me se oba foforo man ka be ma foforo ho ade enti no be ma ware ofie no otimi ware oba foforo ye den e ka ho or say there is no limit not just otimi ware ma bebre e de ka ho na no stated the case of Graham versus Graham in person legality no ebe bom bebre nti na ya me person but on my case or the supported sa na session and na say na asem no ehu no wie no be kan ordinance marriage aye court aware or say court aware na ye mra aware eye baako be ma baako ne oba de e friend monogamous or be ma baako oba baako aware na sa so ye civil union e wo say emra mu no register na che say untimi nya court aware abra won register you so ka say waware wo court mu na won register ya enimu sa nti no e wo say register na parties ni mienu na wo mu ware no e wo say wo mienu nyina wo bi atintim so ne ya wo mu wi a ne ya edimu na e be kire se ma ware no ya mamu marriage certificate a e che say ma ware na sa ware ne de ya strictly monogamous na che say no ye ware bi nka ho be ma ntimi ware oba ne bi enka oba na wadi ka de na court ne ho sa na mewra dorinda e ka wa ha nti wo cheche ma ware na ahodro ni mu se de be ya wo beti ase na wo ka asem a ehu ba bia be ka afa so we no sa se request say require say wo be ye formal registration ya wo district and our assembly so as akwa ye asori dem wedding and as court around say brabe register e wo assembly brabe register wo ha no eno ho asem na o ka wa ha no o cheche we nyina mu na no so wie ye no na o ka say once aware eye converted that is if you aware o convert no ba ordinance ti waware ofie na okoye court de a automatically extinguish fie de no nti e chese e muntimi be kasa ma ye ne ho ade ofie enti ne metimi aware bi aka ho abra wakwakoye court aware ye nya ne saa pacho wati ase nti enkoye obi ho ade na enkasa wa ye ne ho ade akoye wedding wasa akwakware bu fufuro yes ah oni mra benya problem that's it. It was say we are extinguish all your rights any privileges are over under customary marriage. Very simple. No my Koma versus Shang. A very interesting case. I wina dacha. Sheshe Google ne read FF case nede. No we are not say the last one here Islamic marriage. Ayen krema warrior. Hence Islamic marriage ne dey. Or say you officiated by an Islamic religious leader and also so a potentially polygamous. Not as no suit me worry ebika home. Now both the couples must be Muslims. Emremo no also mumie no nyina ye nkramofo no mwatimi contracting nkramofo aware na mu wie so I was at the registrar of Mohammedan marriages any divorce no I was mu notify no no so you register nti was mu notify sa registrar no no so within a week or some mu ware ye no said e be ya ono so be recording na ono so etimi atro mudin e won nkrata mu se mumie no mu aware e won nkramo kwan so na mu wie so a e was sa aware no e officiated by an imam a sheikh or a kadi Sanko for me and say officiate our warrior no krema warrior enim and I also see a man is allowed to marry up to 4 wives and it should not be between family relations and cousins krema warrior no asechire no so achire no we no say e was say meka kan say emra court no e won mandate se wotimi gu aware in ewo court aware mu no under the Matrimonial Causes Act 367 no was when it pertains to customary marriage so the court is enjoined to consider customary rules into person just say if you are warrior was a court no ehwe efie mra no na ohwe nipa kro no personal laws uni so obi a won personal law obi a won personal law uni so personal law obi a won personal law dakro ebe chirechire mu obi a won personal law meti he me won personal law so wo personal law nti ye hwe wo mamre ekwan so afa so ware ni ahwe personal law ni aka brom na ye de agina so abua se wo de efie aware ye kokoto e ka myenu ni bom ye de abua ne da ase.
Part 7.
So for mama yentwaso ye wo page 22 na page 22 e hono na yenera Dorinda Arthur okasafa approving a valid marriage and say wo kire say waware edim anase waware e wo mremu no edim na hono mo no start say the primary and direct proof of a valid ordinance marriage is the performance of the marriage. That is say answer na wa betimi a say waware edim no na e wo say aware no kra abaso say de ehun say bia wa ya yefro what na say no any the first one na wo wi a e was a wunya documents a back case performance no enti anya se wa hihye nkonwa wa frɛ ye ya ba ma chese masensan bibi na ye hu krata bia na no chese wa ware enti o say a combination of other documents corroborating the performance of the marriage is more convincing than a single document. So as I say akofa wedding invitation ba nti o krata ni e was say hu ya so wie na oba beka say e wo ye wo eniema bia enye it may not be enough to prove marriage. Example, or say ye wo emre bia marriage certificate nko a entimi nkyere say aware dimu ana say ndim eniema na e bia marriage certificate nko a entimi nkyere say aware dimu no ene obubo obi ene non consummation say nipa mienu makoye court aware na emu mienu mu nhia wo namuda munhia wo namuda ye hia ma ware so ma mu wie munhia wo namuda eno echesa ma ware enim or see in fact or see and nullify na chese aware no kure ni ho na nka pesa bedimu ana endim and nullify no completely no see mental incapacity of a spouse e bia na wo ware no na nipa kro na adwen no ho enhyeda anye okay kakra and no see na chese nipa kro no need the menstrual betimi a consent say aware no wo pene so ana wo pene so ntia no so e ma aware no enye de enim e bi wo also see cases of fraud and na e bi so issues with certificates na nkasa or see e bi also aware no kora no efiri ahyase na chese egu ahyase na enim void have been issue na chese aware no hyase na aware no enya aware papa na say egumpo abraham hyase inti muko kora na mu consummate kora aware na enya papa eno no work ye no say e bi ho no ma no wedi kan aware obi foforo e wo mmerem na say akoware obi e foforo so a sa aware na wo ware second one no enim ena fraud sa wo koye bia mi ti he na midin na e bia midin dia so mesi na makwa che ni pakwa ne se midin dia obenti na me de no akwa ya ware no a eno no sa ware ni me san se midin kura anya no kore e be da ware na ye den awo enti wo kan no wie no refer to section 46 of cap 127 the Marriages Act 1884 to 1985 no or refer to no say sa so na say wo convert wo fi aware o convert wo fi aware e ko ordinance mu a wontimi ware obi foforo nka wo kai se me kan wo back ni sa o sa kan wo ha no say aside the say wo munhia wo namu da na niema we mosusu betimi ama aware no enimu kura na say be ye annulled na chese annulled na chese aware na amaso abaso de na emu nimu wo mbrem nti no ye begu no ene say enipa minu no mo ware ni nyina ye mofra Ghana ha yakasa obi abofra just wedi below 18 nti no sa nkura ware enim ana say parties ne ba akwa ware deda eno wasa bebe ware obi ordinance marriage we nyefia ware wanhwe ba akọ na akọhwe me cheche mu ho spouse ne ba akọ ye force na chese nya ne pe na ode ba ware enim omo che ne kente no de ode ba ware enim ena evidence of deceit and fraud no so maka ho asem wo wie ye no ena oba say bia na oba ne so say oba ne so nyemma be ma fofora sa ware no endim na instance anuanu mienu amo ware no so what's the list na nya exhaustive but me akeka ne ma bebre na with any of the above conditions or say when any of the above conditions prevail the marriage certificate alone like I say sa ne ma we nyina e wo ho no mo a marriage certificate ne nko a entimi ma ware ne ndim. So the fact that we create my certificate na sasa na ma we mo bia wo mu a aware ne ntimi ndim emfa ho na o certificate ayede e kura wo wie no honom no stay o ma no bibia atwa no odikum yabo so am o ma mo a decided case and Estina Boate versus Serwaa and two others I call civil appeal It's 2021 ya enche ntu hwehwe a obehu nti owie ye no oba na say afa de wo sa ba asem na o say I now return to the first issue a wobusa say ya Maame Akosua Serwaa na ware no o ware dadulumba no say o ware no e wo civil registry wo Germany na ware no e monogamous na tese e baako oba baako be ma baako ware na say ba baako be ma ware baako ware a ware no mugu no anaso o mangu no ansa na dadulumba nti owie ye na ho na obehya ase no say aha say plaintiff so kai plaintiff no wan kai akono hwe Maame Akosua Serwaa the plaintiff is required was a plaintiff no wo kire o kai say make sufficient make ka brofo no make ka say sa brofo no otwotwo ni nyina no mmara mu brofo nti enje hu sufficient say aduane no so sufficient we say sufficient mmara mu aha sufficient properly authentic documents which are not contradictory and legally valid in Ghana as proof of a civil marriage to the late Dadulumba sa brofo no ma chire mu kono hwe. So I say this is very crucial. I say adewe and when here pa into what try I say this is very crucial. Wow. But I was when your judgment be akobie page 23 e honere. I say this is very crucial. It's an say warrior ba ko pe na wo warrior wontimi warrior obi nka ho. Eno ni monogamous marriage and I say ordinance marriage. Eno no warrior wontimi warrior obi enka ho. Yes ape watomra. Into say adewe the adikronti o ka say crucial is sense say Maame Akosua Serwaa say oni Dadulumba ware under ordinance and a civil marriage e wo Germany it was say crucial say ye be hu sankrata asemi e wa asemi a ye ba be bua mu so we no say the lawful attorney some nyam kai de akere mo the lawful attorney o akere mo the lawful attorney ya Maame gina ni obi gina mu di adanse ya Maame Akosua Serwaa wono o say wo kasa no and as in some trial with the buy the paragraph 5, 6, and 12 no oka say na ya Maame Akosua Serwaa any Dadulumba omu ware 23rd day of December 2004 e wo Germany mrem na odsa so de ho krata e buy no wie ye no oka say ya Maame Akosua Serwaa kan on statement of claim paragraph 2 and also kasa so see the first point I no person was ascertaining the determination of the applicable foreign law e was same way nyina mu no e evidence a plaintiff ne de ba say na wade no omoje e wo Germany na say omo e contracted under the German law nti ho no state section 1 of the evidence act okay evidence act e bo kire mu Ghana evidence act 323 state who provides as follows said the determination the determination of the law of an organization of states to the extent that such law is not part of the law of Ghana. And that is a emra ini Ghana mremuno mama to fama emra ini Ghana mremuno or of the law of a foreign country aye o manfo froso mbra no aye o manfo froso mbra no a question of fact that is a asem a question of fact. It's a question of fact. But it shall be determined by courts. Someone a war name court ne be bua say it sa na say ntisa. Into we no sa say the determination 3 no say 1 2 near kind into 1 3 of Act 323 no e one that's which name. So say the determination whether a party has met the burden of providing evidence on a particular issue is a question of law to be determined by the court. Inti say wetimi I show where one krata asem amane dimu no eye mrasem enye me say yes eye mrasem inti no so na a question of law a court no na betimi determine and so betimi abua e wo mrem me that's